welcome to our next episode, Up in the Air. All about our, unfortunately, shortened trip around the Eyre Peninsula, but we still saw heaps of really great stuff.
Yeah, we had to shorten this trip because someone decided to get employment, so we had to get some work anyway.
After we left the Flinders, we headed down to a place just out of Whyalla, about 20 minutes north of Whyalla. It's called Point Lowly or Port Bonython. There's a heap of free camping at Point Lowly, but we actually took this little road called the Flinders View Drive heading towards Fitzgerald Bay and found several beautiful little campsites right on the beach. They were pretty secluded, nothing but us, the water and the dolphins that swim past every day, so it was a really good spot.
Yeah, the beaches were a little rocky, but it was a really good spot to stop. As Deb said, it was pretty secluded. Good little spot for a fire. Wake up to the water every morning. You just can't beat it.
Yeah, we could have probably quite happily lived there forever. And we were planning to stay 2 nights and looking at our 3rd night, but the wind picked up. Found this camp on Wikicamps and we read the reviews beforehand, so on our way to there we stopped at Port Augusta and went and grabbed some of those little aqua shoes from Big W, so that meant we could actually get out into the water and have a snorkel while we were there, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that did help a little bit. And while we were having a snorkel there, somebody got nice and close with the dolphin, which we didn't realise was even there. So yeah, I only just caught it. I did put a little bit of footage in.
also camped up at this beautiful little spot on Flinders View Drive. We nipped into Whyalla because we needed to stock up on some food. So we went there and we thought we'd have a little bit of a look around. We probably could have gone and seen a bit more, but we loved our camp so much we just wanted to get back there.
Yeah, so we went in and got what we needed, but we did stop at a lookout. What was the name of it?
Hummock Hill.
Hummock Hill Lookout. It was some old war stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of old war turrets, I think they were. They still had the cannons and everything up there. Not working, of course. But it was pretty cool. The views you got out from there was amazing. Yeah,
the rest of the town looked very industrial. Like there was a lot of old sort of industrial area there. And there was a cool little jetty down there. It was like a big circle.
Yeah. As we mentioned, the wind was picking up, so we decided to leave our little free camp and head a bit further down towards Port Lincoln. We were going to stay at a beach camp at Port Gibbon, but because it was so windy, we thought there was no sense stopping at a beach camp either, because it was probably going to be just as horrendous.
We were booked into Tumby Bay anyway, so we just rang them and got an extra night, went down a night early. But as we got closer to Tumby Bay, the dust storm started.
The wind was really strong, I think. We decided to go that day because the next day the winds were supposed to be up over 40 kilometres, but it was still pretty strong as we were driving.
First time I've had to drive with that much wind with the caravan on the back, so that was interesting, but we held up pretty well. Got in there, no problems.
The weather wasn't very kind to us while we were at Tumby. It was pretty rainy and a little bit windy, but from the moment we kind of drove into town, we went, oh my God, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, Tumby was a nice, quiet little community right on the water, so I think that's probably something that we look for in a town that we're going to stay at.
So we thought we'd go for a walk. We walked up to the main street along the foreshore, and along the way they've got all these little round mosaics done with different, like there were little crabs and plovers and all sorts of different little things as you walked along. So that was really cool looking at all of that.
And while we were walking along, we actually met someone that said she worked on some of those mosaics.
Yeah, so some other ladies walking by. The street art in Tumby Bay. So since 2018 they've been doing this Colour Tumby Street Art Festival, and oh my God, I think they have like maybe 11 artists come in every year and paint different buildings around the town. You can pick up a little map from the information centre. I think the caravan park actually had one that we got, and
yeah, it did. I think it was from the caravan park.
We jumped in the car and drove around, and even some things we didn't think were on the map, and then you turned around and went, oh my God, look at that, there was more street art.
And the street art was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. Some of it was just spectacular.
Made for some really good photos too. We chucked a few in. There's some really good pictures that we got in Tumby.
And at the end of it, we went out to the silos, because they've got their painted silos there as well. So we went out there and had a look at them, and they were pretty cool. favourite piece of street art?
I'd be the stair P. There was a massive wall that had been done up, but it had also been done along the wall and along the footpath. So it was joined together, which I put in a video. Take a look, it's pretty good. What about yours?
There were so many that I just loved. But I think I really loved the big shark one the best. That was really cool.
Yeah, so if any of you have been to Tumby and seen the Street Arts Festival or just the street art, let us know what your favourite piece is.
Oh, actually, I just remembered. There was the piece, the first one we found, and it was like two pictures in one, and they had these red and blue things to look through, and if you look through the one side you saw a lady swimming, and if you look through the other side you saw a shark. So that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
After 4 great days in Tumby Bay, we are headed down to Port Lincoln. Now, the original plan was to stay in Port Lincoln for about 6 months and get some work. That'll change while we were in Port Lincoln. As soon as we started to mention about heading towards Port Lincoln, I put something out on Facebook asking questions about what to do, where to go. And I got contacted by a lady there named Keza. So her and her husband Darren, they have a house on acreage and a big shed. They let it out to travelling people. So if you're ever heading around Port Lincoln, try and catch up with Darren and Keza.
Yeah, have a look, because when we were leaving Tumby Bay, I was packing up, and I spoke to the guy in the caravan next to us who was also packing up, heading to Port Lincoln, or they were going to head to Port Lincoln. He'd rang the day before and couldn't get in anywhere in Port Lincoln, but we got into Darren and Keza's. Plenty of space there, and probably nearly half the price of the caravan park.
Yeah, it was $20 a night. They had toilet, showers, washing machines, happy hour every night, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was a really friendly couple. So look them up if you're travelling down that way.
Definitely, it was so good. applied for a job with the Kalgoorlie Council and got a phone call, had an interview with them while we were there, and half an hour later got the job. So suddenly our 6 months in Port Lincoln with heaps of time to have a look around turned into maybe 1 or 2 more days.
Yeah, we lost all the time we were going to spend on the Eyre Peninsula.
We were going to go and have a look at the National Park, go to Coffin Bay National Park, do some snorkeling. There was so much stuff really I wanted to do around Port Lincoln that we've missed out on. So when we head back next, we're definitely going to stop there for a bit longer this time.
We didn't really get to see much of Lincoln at all.
The one thing I really wanted to do while we were there was a swim with the sea lions. When we went with Calypso Star Charters, went out to, I think it was Gardner Island. They have several different islands they take you out on. Water was freezing. Now they give you wetsuits, they give you all your snorkeling gear, and you can hire one of their GoPros if you want to. So that was really good. They also
did have coffee machines and stuff.
Yeah,
on the
and
boat
afternoon
as well.
tea and stuff like that in there. It was like a 7 o'clock in the morning start. It was an early start, but it was so worth it. We got in the water, swam over towards the island. The sea lions weren't real cooperative, unfortunately, but we did get to have a bit of a play with 2 that come and hung around for maybe 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, we got some pretty good shots actually out there. Very playful, but we just didn't see them for very long.
Yeah, and man, are they fast. When they left, could not believe how quickly they jumped in and out of the water and were gone. Lincoln, we went to Elliston for 2 nights, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 2 nights.
Elliston is a really little town, but it was quite cute. It had everything you needed. Pub, there were 2 caravan parks, there was a roadhouse with takeaway food, a bakery, and a little general supermarket.
Yeah, that bakery was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
So we stopped there for 2 nights. We stayed at the Waterloo Bay Caravan Park, mainly because it's a G'day Park and we're G'day Park members, so it was a little bit cheaper for us to stay there. But both parks looked pretty good. One was a bit more around towards the jetty, and ours was just basically over the dunes from Waterloo Bay, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, beach access from the caravan park. Well, I don't think you could really see it from the caravan park so much, but yeah, you could walk up over the hill from where we were.
Yeah, and there was a little bay with a swimming pontoon and stuff in it. Some boats, little sailboats lined up along the edge, so that was quite nice.
And it had one, or the second part, depending on which way you go, for the Elliston Cliff Drives, was not too far away. So
yeah. So it was a nice little town. I quite liked it. did get to the Elliston Jetty one night for some sunset shots, which was awesome. And apparently on the weekends there's a coffee truck that rocks up in there.
Yeah, those sunset shots come out pretty good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with. We decided we'd take a drive out to the Talia Caves, or the Woolshed Caves, which was an impressive cave. We were a bit bummed we must have got there at a high tide, because people are getting photos right back in the cave. We couldn't get that far back because of the rocks. So we took a drive a bit further down the coast and we found the Talia Tub, which was pretty cool. It's a great big hole in the ground and you could see all the different coloured rocks and stuff.
Yeah, and if you look just right down near the bottom where the water starts actually coming in, you can see the water coming in from underneath it. So I'd say at a really high tide it might actually fill the base up with water. That'll be pretty cool to see actually. Down that way, we went and had a look at, or did the Elliston Cliff Drive, which was pretty good. Definitely worth the effort if you're in the air. There's a few people with drones up there too, getting some footage over the cliffs, but we're not brave enough with our drone to go that far over the water yet. So.
The whole way around this section, because there was like two halves to the cliff top drive, so the one we did first had all the sculptures, so that was pretty cool. I don't mind a good little bit of sculpture.
Yeah, some good art along there. The pair of thongs was pretty cool. Someone actually sent in to us and said their husband has a photo of them or something on the standing in the thongs or something along those lines.
Thongs, I think it was.
It'd be pretty cool to see that actually. So if you're watching, I know you have contacted us before.
Yeah, please post it.
Yeah, show us the photo. We'd like to see it.
never thought that we'd go this far. Don't stop now.
It was pretty cool. There was lots of different things. Might have seen if you're following us on Facebook. I've done a Titanic pose out of the like a face, and Ben was picking the boogers out of the Christmas Island statues that were there as well.
Someone had to pick the boogers out.
Reaching for a distant star. Don't stop now. Isn't it strange how we're safe and home? So that ain't counting days until a second glow. If you're gonna make a change, you have.
And then we went back through Elliston and out to the other side to do the other drive, which didn't have the sculptures, but oh my god, it has the most amazing cliff top views. So that was so very worthwhile. And we went back there that night for sunset shots.
There's actually, just on one of the cliff faces, there was a ladder sort of halfway down the cliff. I don't know, I've put a photo of it in there, but I don't know if anyone can actually access that ladder. It would be interesting to see someone climbing it.
Not one for me. We weren't real sure where we were heading. We were thinking Streaky Bay, maybe Palubi Beach. We were a little concerned it was a Friday afternoon and that Palubi might get quite busy.
Yeah, I think it was school holidays or something.
Yeah, I think it might have been too. So when we left Elliston, we were still undecided about where exactly we were going to land that night. So on our way wherever we were going, we stopped in at Murphy's Haystacks. If you're in that area, definitely go and have a look at them. There are these amazing giant rocks just jutting out of the ground in random ways.
Yeah, there's a few odd shapes and bits and pieces there.
Yeah, you can stay there overnight, and I did think it would be cool because you know how I love a star shot, and over those big rocks that would have been pretty cool. Local honey for sale, which I love honey, but we knew we would be heading over the border soon. You can't take honey, so unfortunately I had to leave that behind. There was a paddock full of like little white rocks and rocks stacking everywhere, like, so we both had to add a rock to it, of course. Haystacks, headed into Streaky Bay and grabbed some lunch. Actually ran into a friend that we haven't seen for maybe 10 or 12 years, I suppose. So
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, so that was pretty random but pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good to see you, Hollywood.
And then we headed on to Smoky Bay for the night.
Yeah, Smoky Bay was pretty good. Or as our navigator told us, it was Smoky Bay.
Yes, Smoky Bay. Caravan parks there quite small and gravel sites, but very nice. Like, amenities were awesome, beautiful big kitchen.
And I'm pretty sure as soon as you leave the site, they actually rake it up. So
Yeah,
the
so
sites are perfectly flat.
Yeah, it was a beautiful spot.
Mm.
And the beach had these little like cabanas all the way along them as well. So if it was a really hot day, you could get there and pull up in under one of them.
Yeah, and I think there was another one of those, like a cage to go swimming in around the jetty.
Yeah.
So something to go snorkeling in or whatever.
And big oyster place. There's another whole side that was just basically for oyster farmers. So if we had more time again, might have gone out and had a look. But
it's a good little stop on your way out of the Eyre Peninsula. That was probably pretty much our last stop on the Eyre Peninsula before we really started making it west.
okay, that was our time on the Eyre Peninsula. As we said, unfortunately, we ended up having to rush through once we got to Port Lincoln, but there was so much more that we wanted to go and do. The Port Lincoln National Park, Coffin Bay National Park, Venus Bay, Baird Bay. There was so many beautiful looking little spots along there that if you're heading that way, take the time, allow yourself 2 or 3 weeks to have a good look around at everything.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back there to explore some more. Even around the Port Lincoln National Park and that we didn't get to do, so we're definitely keen to get back and have a look around there.
So as we said, we've now landed in Kalgoorlie and we've been here for about 6 weeks. Still got another 12 months to go, so it's going to be a struggle, but we'll get there. Our next video will be all about our trip across the Nullarbor. So thanks for joining us and we'll see you soon.